signed an armistice or ceasefire agreement to stop the fighting. This agreement is still in effect today, and the border between North and South Korea has remained relatively the same ever since. Now, this white dotted line marks the military demarcation line, or MDL. Under provision of the armistice, all military commanders were ordered to pull back their troops 2,000 meters from the last point of hostile contact, creating a 4-kilometer wide, 241-kilometer long demilitarized zone, or DMZ. Now, note the location of Seoul and its proximity to the DMZ. Here at Camp Boniface, we're located just 400 meters from the southern boundary of the DMZ and 2.4 kilometers from the MDL. Right there, that red dot is the city of Kaesong. It was the original site of the armistice talks prior to being moved to the Panmunjom, or what we call the Joint Security Area. Although the DMZ has become one of the most heavily militarized locations in the world, the MDL itself consists of no fortifications. It is merely a series of 1,292 black and yellow panel markers, which stretches from coast to coast, spaced in 1-200 meter intervals. On the southern side, they're labeled in Hangul or Korean on top and English on the bottom, and on the northern side, they're labeled in Hangul or Korean on top and Chinese on the bottom. As we enter the JSA, the MDL is more clearly defined by these white posts that are 1 meter in height and spaced in 10 meter intervals. It is further extends through conference row, bisecting each building with a 17 by 5 inch slab of concrete. Know how the MDL winds through the middle of the DMZ and points a finger at the JSA. Upon arriving at checkpoint 3 today, you will be surrounded on 3 sides of the communist North Korea. We begin our tour here at Camp Boniface and exit onto MSR, our main supply route. For over 50 years, it was known to be the only stretch of highway leading to North Korea until the east and west transportation corridors were opened 50 years ago. This is still the only stretch of highway leading to the JSA for all armistice-related events. On the tour today, I will point out Guard Post 240, Observation Post OLEC, or OPO, Taesongdong, or Freedom Village, Ijongdong, or Propaganda Village, the Swiss and Swedish NNSC, and the former Czech and Polish NNSC. Now I'll go into greater detail some of the areas that we will be seeing today. First is Taesongdong, or Freedom Village. Soldiers of this battalion are charged with implementing all civil affairs and security for this unique village. We meet our obligation through a security company which provides security for this village 24 hours a day. During the day, we provide security for the farmers while they work the fields, and during the night, we provide security for the village itself while residents sleep. Now, although the residents of Taesongdong have relatively large farmland and large homes, they live under very strict restrictions. They must be in their homes they actually must be in the village by nightfall and in their homes with the doors and windows secured by midnight. 1,800 meters across from Taesongdong across the MDL is Ijongdong, or Propaganda Village. Now this village received its nickname due to a large series of speakers located throughout the village that until July of 1994 broadcasted propaganda 6 to 12 hours a day. It could be heard here at Camp Boniface, usually at night. Now this propaganda would claim Kim Jong-il to be a great leader and would try to convince the residents of Taesongdong and the rest of the republic to defect to this so-called village of paradise. However, if one were to defect, they will find themselves rather lonely, for this village is mostly uninhabited. Now we do see people here from time to time from the Kaesong Industrial Complex to maintain regular upkeep of the buildings and to raise and lower this extremely large flag. Now this is one of the largest flags in the world and has an approximate height of 160 meters. Wow. In Taesongdong, we actually flew a flagpole which stood taller than the previous flagpole in Ijongdong. So the North Koreans quickly responded by building an even taller flagpole. Today, the flagpole in Taesongdong stands at 100 meters, while the flagpole in Ijongdong stands at over 160 meters. Wow. As we enter the JSA, I'll point out the Swiss and Swedish NNSC. Formerly, the delegation from Switzerland, Sweden, Poland, and Czechoslovakia were present. However, we currently work with 3. The Swiss and Swedish, who stay year-round, and the Polish, who come for biannual meetings. As we reach checkpoint 3, I'll point out a few visible buildings from the area. First, on your right is the former Czech and Polish NNSC is no longer used. On your left is North Korea's Peace Museum. It was actually built in less than 40 hours for the sole signing of the armistice. Also visible from checkpoint 3 is the bridge of no return. This bridge was last used, actually this bridge was used on Operation Big Switch and Little Switch was conducted, in which the UNC returned over 80,000 POWs and the North Koreans and Chinese returned approximately 13,000. This bridge received its nickname due to the fact that when these POWs were exchanged, they are told that they may cross into their country of choice from either side of the bridge, and however, once they cross, they may never return, hence the name. Now, the bridge of no return is located on the southern boundary of the JSA. All the blue buildings here belong to the UNC or United Nations Command, and all the red buildings belong to the KPA or North Korea. Now, prior to 1976, the JSA was considered a neutral location, and both armed forces were allowed free roam of the entire area. The North Koreans took full advantage of this by building four communist outposts on the southern boundary road, while the UNC built none to the north. Note the location of checkpoint 4 is isolated from the rest of the JSA and surrounded by 3 communist outposts. Also, soldiers working at checkpoint 3 had limited visibility of checkpoint 4 due to a large yellow poplar tree which grew in the area. So in 1976, the UNC dispatched a 5-man civilian work detail along with the 7-man security escort to perform a routine tree trimming operation. Once they arrived to the location, they were greeted by 12 North Korean guards. Work didn't begin as scheduled, but after 15 minutes, the North Koreans attacked. Since the fight lasted for only 4 minutes, but in that time, JSA Company Commander Captain Arthur Boniface and First Platoon Leader First Lieutenant Mark Barrett were brutally axed to death. I will show you in this picture now how they were outnumbered on that day. First is difficult to see, but he is there. It is one JSA soldier fighting off 7 North Korean guards. Here is the helmet of Captain Arthur Boniface in front of his own vehicle, where he was brutally axed to death. And here you can clearly see a North Korean soldier wielding an axe towards a JSA soldier. Now, due to this unprovoked act of violence, a special series of meetings were held, and it was decided that the MDL itself would separate these 2 guard forces. No further act of violence has occurred until in 1984, when a Soviet citizen on a North Korean-sponsored tour dashed across the MDL in an attempt to defect to the free world. North Korean guards armed with rifles and pistols chased after him and attempted to either capture or kill him. The JSA Quick Reaction Force was immediately alerted and were able to stop and outmaneuver the North Korean main body. This firefight lasted for approximately 15 minutes, but in that time the KPA suffered 3 men killed, 5 men wounded, and the UNC suffered 1 man killed, Pokojang, and 1 man wounded. So on your tour today, you will see North Korean soldiers. These red armbands right here state that they are military police. Under provisions of the armistice, all armed personnel inside the JSA must wear these armbands. However, in act of defiance, the North Koreans no longer do so. As we reach conference row, you might be able to see North Koreans, and they may come to see us on their tour today. We ask that you do not point, wave, gesture, or try to communicate with them in any way. The UNC also conducts, we also conduct security and humanitarian operations, such as the repatriation of remains from the Korean War and the delivery of humanitarian aid to the north. We also provide security assistance for visiting heads of states and dignitaries, such as the former President of the United States, George W. Bush, former President of the Republic of Korea, Pak, former Prime Minister of New Zealand, John Key, and the former Secretary of State, Robert Gates, and the former Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, and the former Secretary of Defense, Robert Gates. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Like these visiting dignitaries, today you will be protected by soldiers of this battalion. On your right is the United States Army infantry soldier. He served 12 months here. On your left is the Republic of Korea ROK soldier, and he served 21 months here. Now, both soldiers must have an above average absolute standard and meet certain additional requirements to serve here. Now, due to this, the fact that we're the most forwardly stationed unit on the Korean Peninsula, and that we stand face to face with our enemies on a daily basis, that the Republic of Korea, United Nations Command, and the United States Army has given us our model that we so proudly state. Ladies and gentlemen, we're truly a proud of their model.